My name is George Njuguna, and welcome to the magazine right here. And so we bring this show to a conclusion, and Reverend introduced us to a book. It's called Benedictus, and I leave the floor to him even as he concludes his discussion, as he encourages us and brings the show to a close. Reverend, over to you.
This book called Benedictus, a book of blessing, John O'Donoghue talks about blessings in different forms. Even at the time of grief, there is a blessing. He talks about, and that's why I was saying,
you don't have to read
sometimes you
scriptures
don't
all
have
the
to
time.
read scripture.
Yeah.
There some very nice words that can be given to people. And I use this today when I'm going to grieve with one of our choir members. And for grief, John O'Donoghue says this: when you lose someone you love, your life becomes strange. The ground beneath you becomes fragile. Your thoughts make your eyes unsure. And some dead echo drags your voice down where words have no confidence. See, we come to tell you, oh, there's this, do not cry, you know, these things. But he says here, and some dead echo drags your voice down where words have no confidence. All those big things people will tell you, there's no more confidence in it. Your heart has grown heavy with loss. And though this loss has wounded others too, no one knows what has been taken from you. When the silence of absence deepens. Silence of absence is when that person is not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah? And then you realize, oh,
It's nothing.
it's not there.
Yeah.
It's not there. Yeah. Flickers of guilt kindle regret for all that was left unsaid or undone. And I share with people, especially that moment when somebody has just died, that at this moment you need God's grace, and more so serenity. And I'll use St. Francis of Assisi's words: God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference between those things that I can change and the things I cannot change. St. Francis of Assisi was in my situation many centuries ago. It reminded me when one of our church members lost his brother, and he asked me, Reverend, where has my brother gone to? And he was a senior person. He's asking me, where has my brother gone to? He's just lying there dead. Where has my brother gone to? I had no words for him. So it says, flickers of guilt kindle regret for that was left unsaid or undone. There are days when you wake up happy, again inside the fullness of life, until that moment breaks and you are thrown back onto the backtide of loss. If you encourage somebody with those words, I'm sure
They'll be encouraged.
they'll be encouraged. So you don't have to go to scripture, because they're going to read. People are going to, even on the day of the funeral itself, scripture is going to be read. The day of the funeral service, scripture is going to be read. But this is something unique. Yeah, it is quite unique. So perhaps we can start thinking, rather than go to scripture. Scripture is there, and it is there to encourage us. You can use something like such books, and he has different kinds of encouragement. One here, he says, for one who is exhausted. Do you need to be blessed when you're exhausted? You need to be encouraged. Yeah. So John O'Donoghue is encouraging you, even though you're exhausted, when the rhythm of the heart becomes hectic. Take time. Time takes on the strain until it breaks. Then all the unattended stress falls in on the soul like an endless increasing weight. I'd encourage people to. I'm not his salesman or his marketing person, but this book has really encouraged me. I find a lot of solace in the job I do, because I meet different situations at different times. Finally, John O'Donoghue, for grief, he says, gradually you will learn acquaintance with the invisible form of your departed. And when the work of grief is done, the wound of loss will heal. And you will have learnt to wean your eyes from that gap in your eyes, in the air, and be able to enter the hearth in your soul where your loved one has awaited your return all the time. It is us who will go to where they have gone to, not them coming to where we are. So feel encouraged, my brothers.
Thank
and
you.
when you come to the hospital, God forbid, if you do get admitted in the hospital and we meet, I have not come to pray. I have come to encourage and give you care.
Can I tell
professional care.
Can I tell you something? The last time I was admitted in the hospital, and that was the first and the last time.
Hopefully.
Yes. You came to see me, and we never prayed. Just looking back, you never prayed. We spent over 3 hours with you. We didn't even talk about my sickness. We talked about it very briefly, and after that, we went into our own discussions. And for 3 hours after that, you left. Picked up your things at 8 p.m., I remember very well that evening, and you left.
Was it a social visit or it was a visit to encourage you?
It was a visit to encourage me.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
And I do it with a passion. Yes.
Yeah.
One day I went to visit a highly placed academia, somebody very highly placed in the academia. And I got into the room. I was in my very nice spirits. When I got in the room, I smiled at the patient and I said, "Good morning." The patient removed the glasses from the eyes and asked me, what is so good about the morning? What is so good about the morning? I felt discouraged. But eventually, that patient is still my friend today.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us and allowing yourself to come and just tell us your experiences and just leaning on God, and may He continue using you even as you continue with this journey as we go on. Thank you so much for tuning and for being with us. I want to leave you with a reggae song, tuned and band right here in this country. The song is called Bwana ni mchungaji wangu, which means the Lord is my shepherd. See you next week, same time, same place, and God bless you.